All right, guys, let's get into some NBA picks and props for Wednesday, February 7th slate of games. Trey, let's take a look at our leaderboard. Have it starts off.
Yeah, good old-fashioned reverse sweep. I gave out the Thunder -3.5 going up against the Jazz. The Thunder, they lost this game by 7 points. I will say it was a fun game to watch. Both these teams are young and exciting. And this Jazz team, they definitely have my attention. I'm going to be noting them for the rest of the year because they're playing hard and they're actually a very good team.
Yeah, I think you were up 15. I was up 24 at the half with the Timberwolves. They sucked in the second quarter. I mean, that's all you can say about them. They Bulls forced overtime. Bulls took it in overtime, and the T-Wolves lost outright as a -4.5 favorite. So we both lost on the game picks. Let's go over the player props. Type starts off.
Yeah, your loss was my win with that overtime. I gave out Rudy Gobert over 27.5 PRAs versus the Bulls, and Gobert finished this game with 12 points, 16 rebounds, 1 assist, barely catching the over 29 PRAs. Gobert, he's simply been on a tear since his snub, so that's also something to note.
I will take the assist. I would want to know as well. I gave out Lauri Markkanen to go over 2.5 made threes. That came out at 3.5 made threes at plus money. He made 4 before the third quarter was up. Don't know how many he finished with, but we cashed with the 4+ made threes in the third quarter. Trey, let's go to the group plays. We are both 1-0 currently. We both gave out the Mavs -2.5 against the Nets. They did win the game outright. I think it was a 10+ point win for the Mavericks. Luka and Kyrie again played really well together, so we did go 1-0 there. And we also have the Suns and Bucks game tonight. We both gave out the Bucks +3.5. I believe they were tied at the halftime. Haven't seen the score in the third quarter, but hopefully we can sweep the board with the group plays there. Trey, let's go to the group plays for tomorrow. We have 2 games. We're going to be looking at the Warriors going up against the banged-up Philadelphia 76ers. Warriors on the road, a favorite, -1.5, over 237.5. Have you start?
Yeah, this is a weird line. I mean, I know that the 76ers are without Joel Embiid, and they just really have Tyrese Maxey and company. Maybe you can put in Tobias Harris as his Robin. I'm not too sure about that. But this Golden State Warriors team, they're not very good either. Klay Thompson, it's a shell of himself. I don't know if you saw his interview, Bear, but I kind of felt bad for the guy. I have hated Klay Thompson his entire career. Big LeBron, GOAT, King James fan over here. So I do not like Klay Thompson. But to see that guy broken and shattered, it's kind of sad. I'm kind of expecting a bounce back game for Klay here, but I've also been expecting that all season long, and it has not happened. So I'm going to be taking the home team here. I got to take the home underdogs. Give me the 76ers at +1.5. The 76ers crowd, they're going to show up regardless here, and I expect them to kind of put their gritty and grimy team to a victory here. So I'm going to be taking the 76ers at +1.5.
Yeah, we're going to split. It's been a while since we had a split. I think we swept the last 2 days with all of our plays, but I'm going to split. I'm going to take the Warriors -1.5. Steph Curry's on fire, and that's all I can say. Steph Curry is literally the man right now. 46 made threes over the last 6 games. He's unstoppable, and they've been winning games with Steph Curry when he's putting up 40+ points. They won 3 of the last 4 games. They covered the spread in 3 of those 4 games. They already beat the 76ers without Joel Embiid once, 119-107. That was at home. This game on the road, small favorite, no Joel Embiid. And I'll tell you what, Tyrese Maxey has looked really, really bad over the last 2 games. Not sure what's going on with him. He shot under 40% in the last 2 games. I'm going to take the Warriors. I think they're battle-tested. They've played the toughest schedule so far in the NBA. Klay Thompson cannot be worse than he's been over the last 2 games. So maybe we see a little bit of an uptick from Klay Thompson as well. I like the Warriors. I'll go with the Warriors here, -1.5. We will split on that game. Trey, let's go to the next game. It is going to be the Pellies versus the Clippers. Clippers -6.5. I will say something's up with this line, and I don't know. I haven't seen the injury report, but I have to assume some of the Pelicans players are out, but I'll have you start.
I mean, I don't know, man. This Clippers team is absolutely red hot. They do have Zion Williamson listed as questionable, so who knows if he does end up playing. I'm sure the comments will let us know when the video drops. But I have to take the Clippers here. I'm going to take them -6.5. I've watched a handful of Clippers games just over the last week and a half or so, and they are on a tear. They just recently got off their Grammy road trip where the Grammys come into the Staples Center and they get kicked off for a long road trip, 7-game road trip. They didn't do too bad on it. I think they went 6-1 over that span, and they're going to be glad to be back home here. And gosh dang, James Harden, he is on a tear. I've always loved James Harden, the beard. He is just such an entertaining player to watch. You either love him or hate him, and I love him. And he was absolutely cooking Trae Young in the Atlanta Hawks in the last game, especially in the fourth quarter. The past couple games, he's been showing up in the fourth quarter, and I think that's where he's going to be pivotal here. So I'm going to be going with the Clippers here, -6.5. I do got to say the Pelicans, they do own this series historically. I think they're 8-2 over the last 10 games. So if you like the Pelicans here, if it's in your gut, it might be a good side, but I think the Clippers are going to roll.
Yep, Pelicans are my favorite team probably in the NBA. Like as I watch them, I think they're one of my favorite teams to watch. But the line's weird, so I'm going to take the Clippers -6.5. The line's telling me someone's going to be out for the Pelicans, either Zion or Brandon Ingram or CJ. One of those guys is going to be out. I'm going to take the Clippers. We saw them win a couple ways over the last two games. They beat the Heat 103-95 in a muck-it-up game, defensive battle. This could also be a defensive battle. This could also be an offensive battle. And we saw the Clippers win against the Hawks, a game that you gave out, 149-144. This team can do it all. They can win either way. I think they're the better team on paper. I think they're the better team on the court. I'm going to take the Clippers with you at -6.5. Again, the line, I don't know. Line at 6.5 tells me someone's out for the Pellies. So we're going to sweep the Clippers there at -6.5. Let's go to our plays for tomorrow. Have you start us off?
Yeah, guys, I'm going to be talking about another Detroit Pistons game, and they're going up against the Sacramento Kings here, and this is going to be a fun game to watch. I backed the Pistons twice last week, and they actually cashed for us in both of those games, but alas, I'm not going to do it here in this game, guys. I'm going to have to be taking the Kings -12.5 here in this game. The Kings just got off a grueling road trip. In fact, it was 7 straight road games dating back to January 22nd. That's a very long time to be away from home. So I know that they're very excited to be back home in Sacramento and ready to light the beam. And whenever we look at the matchup history between these two teams, it gives me a lot of confidence in Sacramento too, because the Kings, they've won 3 straight games versus the Pistons, winning those games by an average score of 130 to 117, which is covering the spread for us. And I kind of expect the Kings to just play very effectively, especially offensively in this game, and then to just bow up defensively throughout as well, because I think the big key factor is it's going to be the three-point shooting for Sacramento here. They make the 3rd most three-pointers per game, and the Pistons, they allow the 5th best three-point percentage as a team. So I like the odds for the Sacramento Kings to just pour on the points early and just cruise to a victory here. And as the crowd starts chanting, light the beam, they're going to push towards the clutch time and cover this big spread for us here. So give me the Kings here. I'm going to be taking them -12.5 versus the Pistons.
Yeah, Trey, I like that play there. For my play today, I'm going to go right back to the Cavaliers on the road. They're going to be facing off against the Wizards. Give me the Cavs here, -10.5 on the road. It feels like you can't go wrong taking the Cleveland Cavaliers as of late. Even as a double-digit favorite here on the road, I love them. I know that the Wizards, they can score some points on occasion, but typically this team, they're hit and miss, only having 9 total wins in the season out of 49 games. The Cavs are a lot like the T-Wolves, even though the T-Wolves screwed me tonight. One of the best teams both ways, offensively and defensively. They're going to win this game with efficient offense and lockdown defense, something we rarely see in the NBA nowadays. The Cavs have won 10 of the last 11 games, and they have been covering the spread in the majority of those games as well. They have also beat up on the Washington Wizards over the last several years, winning 5 consecutive games, beating them by 20-plus points in the last 4 meetings. The Wizards are on a losing streak themselves, losing 3 consecutive games, not covering the spread in any of those games. And they have been getting blown out by the Clippers, the Suns by double-digit points. Then they did get beat up by the Miami Heat by 8 points. There are some concerns with Jared Allen and Darius Garland, an ankle injury, an ankle wrist injury for Garland. But I do expect both of them to play coming off the day of rest they just had on Tuesday. This should be a dominant performance by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Going to win this game by double-digit points. Give me the Cavs here, -10.5 as a play. Trey, let's go to the player props. Have you start us off?
Yeah, guys, I'm going to go with Kristaps Porzingis here. I'm going to be taking him to go over 26.5 PRs against the Hawks. I really love this over for Porzingis in this game because as much as I love Atlanta, we're going to see Porzingis just slice and dice up the Hawks here. That's because Atlanta, they're going to continue to be without Clint Capella in this game. That's going to allow Porzingis to just dominate on the perimeter and in the painted area because over his last 5 games, Porzingis, he's averaging over this number with an average of 29.6 PRs per game. And we're going to be happy with this discount line because Porzingis, he loves playing against the Hawks too. Because over his last 3 games versus Atlanta, Porzingis, he's averaging a massive 41 PRs per game, which is way over this number. And I kind of expect something similar here in this game because this European big man, there's going to be nobody to really guard him on the perimeter, especially with his size. So I really love his ability to just pour on the points here for us in this game. And then just to crash the glass here as well for the Celtics. So I'm going to be going with Kristaps Porzingis to go over 26.5 PRs versus the Hawks.
Yeah, Trey, I like that one there. For my player prop, it's going to be the same game as my game pick. Give me Donovan Mitchell to go over his total points going up against the Wiz. Donovan Mitchell has been one of the best scorers over the last week of basketball, scoring 25-plus points in 6 consecutive games. He's been making it look easy, making 10-plus shots in 6 consecutive games as well. And he's been red hot from deep, making 4-plus threes in 4 of the last 6 games. You guys know this channel well by now if you're a recurring guest. And that means you know that this Washington Wizards team will let you score 125-plus points on them easily nowadays. They're giving up the most points per game now in the NBA, 124 per game, and they're coming off giving up 140 points in their last game. Donovan Mitchell should cook up the Wizards in this one. Kyle Kuzma and Jordan Poole guarding him the majority of the game. And with the way Donovan Mitchell's been playing, I don't think he's going to back down even in a blowout. He's been shooting the ball very well recently, and he put up 29 points against the Kings when they were up by 20-plus points the majority of the game. I think the only thing that can stop us in this one, if we do get a 30-plus, 40-plus point blowout and he doesn't get enough time on the court, I think he's going to get enough time on the court. I think he's going to go over the points, give me Donovan Mitchell to go over the total points in a blowout as the play. Trey, let's go to that graphic. Have you start us off?
Yeah, guys, I'm going to go with the Kings here, minus 12.5 against the Pistons. I've been a big backer of the Pistons over the last couple weeks, but I think their luck's about to run out against this Sacramento Kings team that's going to be very happy to be home. I'm also going with Kristaps Porzingis over 26.5 PRs versus the Hawks. The guy loves playing against Atlanta. He's been on a roll here recently, so it's a perfect parlay.
Yeah, I'm going with the same game parlay. Cavaliers minus 10.5 on the road going up against the Wizards, who give up the most points per game on defense. And Donovan Mitchell over his points going up against the worst defense in the NBA, the Washington Wizards. I think both are going to hit. I think it's going to be a blowout. I think Donovan Mitchell scores 30-plus points. Guys, that's going to do it for the NBA plays and props for Wednesday, February 7th slated games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please sure to drop a like in this video and subscribe down below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching. All right, guys, new intro here for the Bear Pack. We hit 10,000 subscribers again. We want to thank everybody again. Trey, if you want to pull that 10,000 subscribers up, if you guys comment llama on any of our videos up until Super Bowl, you will be entered into winning $1,000 from us. The only catch is, come Super Bowl Sunday, you have to be in the chat to claim the prize. We're going to have a live at halftime. You have to be in the chat to claim the prize, and you have to comment llama on any of the videos up until the Super Bowl. We also have 12,000 subs coming right around the bend. We're at 10,200. We're going to give away 2 tickets to anybody to any game they want. NBA, NFL, college basketball. It doesn't matter. We can wait until the new season for NFL. Any game you want to go, whenever we get to 12K, we're going to have that giveaway coming up as well. We also have a new game. It's going to be Trey and myself versus the Bear Pack. You can call it Pros versus Joes if you want. I don't really like the name because I don't consider us pros. I don't consider you guys Joes. But Trey, if you want to go to the YouTube channel, this is how you guys play. You're going to go to our YouTube channel. You're going to hit the community tab. We've been in the community tab a lot this season. You're going to go to the community tab. We have our plays for the day. So obviously the intro is not going to have plays for today, but these are our plays for our next video. It's the Pelicans minus 2.5, the Heat minus 5, Quinnipiac minus 4.5, and Wisconsin minus 10.5. Those are Trey's and myself's plays. What you guys are going to do is pick which one you think will not hit, meaning you're going to fade us, which is Pros versus Joes, which is the game called, but you guys are going to try to pick which one is not going to hit. If you guys win, you're going to get a point. If we win, we're going to get a point. We're going to run it Friday through Friday every single week. Whichever team has the most wins, so 4-3, 6-2, whatever it is, that person or group will win $50. If the community wins, we're going to do a wheel spin for the community. If we win, I don't know how we're going to get our cheddar, but you guys are just going to have to subscribe, I guess, more. But that's the game. Hopefully everybody understands it. Trey, let's get into the video. Look at the leaderboard. We had multiple questions this morning about how to become a member for the YouTube channel. Let's do that really quick tutorial. You're going to go to youtube.com. You're going to go to Bears Profit Plays. You're going to search it in. You're going to hit our thing. There's a join button right just to the right of subscribe. You can click that. There's 2 options. You have the Bear Pack for $4.99. That gives you access to YouTube member plays. And then you have the Bear Pack Gold for $7.99 a month. That gives you access to our member plays on YouTube. And it gives you a 1-month membership to our website, bearsprofitplays.com. So if you get the Bear Pack Gold, you save yourself $2 a month, a little bit cheaper if you want to do that. But that is the tutorial for anybody that needed it. We had multiple questions today through email about how to do it, and it wasn't working. But if you want to know, there it is right there. Trey,